Hi everyone, my name is Carl. I'm with a civic organization called OpenUp, and we are based in Cape Town, South Africa. And in today's lightning talk, myself and my colleague Yuxi will be demoing WaterWazi, as well as its associated Water Stories repo. We will provide the links for all of these pages at the end of the video, so don't worry, you can simply follow along. This is the landing page of WaterWazi. As you can tell, we have two buttons at the top here, one for Africa-wide data, as well as South African data. At the moment, we're only focusing on South Africa, but we do intend to expand to other African countries. This landing page gives you a bit of an overview of how to use WaterWazi, which is also what we will be going through today. Once you're on this landing page, simply click on Explore South African Water Data, and it'll open up another tab with the WaterWazi for South Africa. This is an interactive map that you can move around with your cursor, and you can zoom in and out. You can also explore by clicking on geographies. So for example, we might be interested in the Western Cape, which then brings up a map of its sub-geographies, and perhaps we are interested in the city of Cape Town Metro. Now we have a nice map of the city with all its wards, and we perhaps maybe want to see the treatment works. We've toggled these on in the left-hand panel, and these are grouped by their overall status. Perhaps it's also the case that we want to filter these points to only see those in the city of Cape Town. Clicking at the bottom here, you see we can filter these points by the province, the year that they were last monitored, the responsible institution, the various compliance statuses, as well as the body of water that it discharges into. Looking at the responsible institution in this case, we now scroll down till we get to the city of Cape Town. Now we can only see points that are in this metro. You can collapse this box by clicking here. We can also click on these clustered points to see an overview, as well as to drill down further as to see where they are located. For example, we can see here that the Athlone treatment works if we click on the point and then move our cursor up and click on more info, we get a box with even more details about this particular treatment work. In this case, we have the overall status again, bad, in the province that it's located in, Western Cape, the year that it was last monitored, the exact date it was last monitored, the responsible institution, the various compliance statuses, as well as the percentage of these compliances. And right at the bottom of this list, we get the class, the capacity, as well as the body of water that it discharges into for those that we have data for. And this data was scraped on the 18th of June 2022 from the South African Department of Water and Sanitation. You can also add multiple filters. So perhaps you want to look at the ones in the city of Cape Town, but you would like to see, for example, those with a microbiological status of, let's go for good, and we see that the only ones left are these. Once again, you can click on them, get some more info, and scroll through this. Another set of points I'd like to show you is relating to the Water Stories repo. So you'll see there's a layer here called Water Stories. So if we click on this, we now get another set of clustered points, which if we click on, drills all the way down to a much more localized level. Here we can, for example, see a story with the title, Diarrhea Cases in Children Surge in Cape Town. On the more info of these points, you'll get the date that the story was published, as well as the year, the province that it's relevant to, the author, the publisher, as well as a link to the story itself. You can simply click on this over here, and it'll open another link to the story itself. These points can also be filtered. So let me just zoom out so we can see some more of them. And once more over here, in this case, we can filter by the year that they were published, the province, as well as the publisher. For example, the one that we just looked at was published by GroundUp, and there we have that one point. I will now hand over to my colleague Yuxi, who will show you an alternative way to explore these water stories using keywords in the Water Stories repo. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Yuxi Wang from China. Following Carl's introduction about the WaterWazi, I would like to introduce another part of this project. It's based on the same data source as Kyle just showed you, the water stories, on the WaterWazi map. Rather, we just made it searchable on this new platform. This water news article repository contains news articles about water security, supply, and sanitation, which dates back to 2017. Right now, we only have water articles about South Africa in the platform, which amounts to about 4,500 articles, but we are planning to include more news articles about other African countries as well. Here you can search a keyword. For example, we can search for climate change, and it will give us news articles that goes back to 2017 about climate change in South Africa. It might look like Google search to you, but it gives you more relevant results as well as some of the old news articles. It also returns more local news media compared to Google. Another key feature of this platform is that you can search for location, because all of the location names in these articles have been recognized by NLP. For example, we can search for river names such as Wow, and it will give you results about the Wow River. Also, we can search for a township named Kalicha, and it will give you results related to water that's happened in Kalicha. Putting in multiple keywords will be similar to an all operation. So if we put in both drought and flood, these articles could be only about one of these keywords. So it could be either about flood or drought. But if you want to make sure the article have both flood and drought as their keyword, you can simply add a plus in front of the keyword, meaning that this article must contain such a keyword. Similarly, if you're interested in flood happening in KwaZulu-Natal, you can simply search for flood and KwaZulu. It will give you back results about KwaZulu-Natal flood. If you're interested in floods that's happening in other parts of South Africa instead of KwaZulu-Natal, you can simply use a minus in front of the KwaZulu-Natal. So it will give you back results about other parts of the country.